So tonight we're gonna have so much fun. I feel it in my bones. It's just gonna be one of those nights. I've had a crazy day. I can't even tell you how crazy it's been. Actually, I think I will tell you how crazy it's been. I spent the day in the hospital. Thought I was having a heart attack, but they just figured out that Kenny is stressing me out and everything's good. So
I don't even think that's right.
That's what they told me.
I don't really think that that's what happened.
No, actually what they found out, I have a torn rotator cuff and it's causing me to have chest pains. So we're good. I just clarifying that Kenny is a loving husband who supports me 900%. Grab yourself a little drink. This could be wine, unless you're one of the haters that sent me an email that says I was very unclassy for drinking wine. In that case, this is water. But for all of those of you that think it's okay for me to have a little glass of wine, this is a very, very, very good cab. Tonight, what we're going to do, we're gonna start off with one kind of finish. If Alan Chambers is out there, this is for you, my dear friend. We're gonna kind of modify that Alan Chambers effect, and we're gonna get a really cool finish. We're going to be starting with a sample board. This is 3/4 inch MDF. And what we've done is we've rounded over the edges with a 1/4 inch round over bit. We, as in Kenny, he worked hard, y'all, today because I was in the hospital. We're using 3 ounces per square foot. I have mixed up a cup of pearl mica powder. In this cup, we're gonna take my very favorite brown, which is our Alumilite brown opaque dye, but we're gonna add 1 or 2 drops of the black to deepen that brown. So we're gonna do a little more of the brown than we are of the pearl. You don't wanna put more than about 10% of any additive in your epoxy, because you could start to kind of compromise the integrity of the epoxy. Okay, so see how your brown opaque dye, you can still make it a little translucent. That is such a beautiful color. But I want to deepen it just a little bit, so I'm gonna add a couple of drops of the black. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Now it looks like espresso. If you, before you start working, would take your little paper towels and you will saturate them with alcohol. That way, when you grab a hold of your equipment or your water cup, you don't get epoxy on it.
Stay hydrated.
Okay, here we go. We're just randomly gonna put down our brown, get some a little close to that edge. Now we're gonna come in with the pearl. We're gonna take our Bondo spreader. I'm gonna heat it up just a little bit. And then we're just going to meld over the surface. You meld it too much, then you have a pearly brown. So pretend that I'm really paying attention to my edges, but I can't reach them, so. We're gonna actually let this set up for just a little bit. What I want you guys to see is by using a Bondo spreader and letting it meld and kind of do its own thing. We haven't even done anything. Literally, all I've done is meld it together. Now, if I had some help, what I would probably do is tilt this just a little bit. I can't do it by myself because of my shoulder, but it would actually cause these colors to meld just a little bit and really look pretty. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of these metallic paints. Now, these aren't necessarily hammered paints, okay? Some of them are hammered, but most of these are just metallic. We're gonna be using metallic champagne bronze. We're gonna be using rose gold, rubbed bronze, hammered brown, antique brass metallic, and good old trusty copper hammered metallic. We're just gonna start adding paint. So that was my brown. Here's my rubbed bronze. All right, here's the copper. I'm not gonna add quite as much of the copper. And here's brass metallic.
Is that brass monkey? The funky monkey?
Hey guys, how many of you are gonna do the, what's that called? The Dirt Monkey Challenge?
Yeah.
If y'all haven't seen that video, the Dirt Monkey did it first. And then Mike did a version, and then Kenny and Keith did a version. And let me tell you something, it is absolutely stunning. All right, now we're gonna come in with the metallic champagne, and look at this. So pretty. And I like this one because it has a tendency to stay on top of the epoxy. All right, now we're gonna take a Bondo spreader, and I'm gonna do it a little different than we do with the Chambers effect, is I'm gonna kind of twist and turn. I'm kind of dragging it a little bit so that I'm bringing those mica powders and that brown that was underneath kind of to the surface. Now you have to do this pretty quickly, because what will happen if you don't is that spray paint will start drying on the surface and you'll start getting some cracking, which is what's happening right here, but I like that. I'm kind of going for that look ever so often, but I don't want the whole surface to look like that. Holy cow, look at the depth of this piece. This is so pretty. Wow, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I think I ought to drink to that. What y'all say? I think I need to have me a little sippy sippy. Let me torch it and get a little bit of those bubbles out. Now let me tell you something else. You can't judge it immediately. If we weren't on the live, I would probably let this set a good 15 or 20 minutes before I even made a judgment call on this. But obviously we're not gonna do that. Even I can't talk that long to fill up that much space. I really like when we go over the pearl. Look at that. Oh, holy cow. Now I do have some big areas. See, this is where some of that metallic paint just kind of clumped up. If I have big areas of that, I may just kind of hit it a little bit. I do want some of that. Now, some of that I like right here. I do like that clumping because it just gives a really cool look. I'm gonna tilt it and see if it'll start to move. The epoxy's kind of starting to set up.
It's moving.
Is it moving? All right, so even just that little bit of movement took a lot of that striation away and made it look very, very, very organic. I want to try something. I've never done this before. I'm going to take this, my favorite of all the colors, champagne bronze. I'm going to mix it into this. We're going to see what happens. Oh my gosh, look at that. Do y'all get as excited about things like this as I do? The metallic champagne bronze, okay? And I mixed it, and I didn't stir it very much, but I mixed it a little bit with that brown. Look at that. And I'm gonna add some veins ever so often.
Ooh.
Almost like little fractures. All right. Oh my goodness. Now I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna actually run it through. So the first ones I just kind of I just kind of dripped it. This I'm actually, you know what? Let's try this. I think they put something in my IV because I have a lot of energy right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do, look. So we're gonna do this, all right? We're gonna take this and we're gonna drag it across. We're just kind of adding some fun little designs, all right? I kind of like that. So you can do two things. You can decide just to drag it like I'm doing here. You can just drip it across. I think just about anything that you do with this is going to be really pretty. I'm going back to my champagne. Might be the actual can that's broken. Oh, nope, here it goes. All right, so this is just straight paint. Now look how that paint has a tendency to stay on top of the epoxy. See that? It almost does like a float. Okay. All right, so now let's hit it with some alcohol. Because I don't really want to put a lot of Actually, we're just gonna do thin.
Oh, no Italian drip on there?
You wanna do Italian drip?
You might as well.
Italian drip, here we go. Just for Erica, the Italian drip. All right, so now, anytime that you put alcohol over metallics, you're gonna get these really cool little designs. Now, the longer you wait to spritz it, the more those little designs are gonna stay. So if I poured out my epoxy and immediately hit it with alcohol, those cool little designs are not gonna stay. But since we've let it set, this epoxy is now 45 minutes old, those designs are going to stay more prominent longer. Now there is a threshold. If I wait an hour and a half or 2 hours and then I come back and do that, I'm probably not going to get this effect because at that point the epoxy is set up too much and the alcohol just can't fight its way through that gelled up epoxy. So there is a threshold of when you want to do it if you really want it to stay. Now we could add some alcohol with color. Let's see. I'm going to add coffee, okay? So this is 91% isopropyl alcohol and it's mixed with a 1/2 ounce of the brown mica powder. All right, so we're going to see what that looks like. And on this, I am going to do my little Italian drip here. I'm going to come over just kind of in the middle. And I'm going to get some bigger drops. All right, and then I'm going to come back and lightly spritz. Now this is the coffee. All right, now you have to, you can't judge this immediately because if you judge it immediately, you've really got all that mica powder kind of sitting on top. You have to let all that mica powder and that alcohol kind of disperse and let that mica kind of settle out. So I'm going to come back right here where I have a lot of the mica powder. See that? See how it's kind of taken over the piece? I'm going to very lightly spritz it with clear. And I'm going to break up now that mica powder. Okay? So it just kind of helps soften it out just a little bit. It's almost like an eraser. Kind of takes it away. So I'm still going to say, in my opinion, and I'm seeing a lot different than what you guys are able to see on camera. I still like it better with just the clear alcohol, the plain alcohol,
yeah,
instead of with color. But I know if I didn't put color on it, y'all would say, hey, put color on it. So now you know. I had a blast tonight. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, email me at Rhonda at RK3Designs.com. I will get to you as quickly as I can. And until the next live, remember, don't be scared, move forward, be creative. I love you. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Adios.